Okay, good afternoon, brother and sister of Dhamma. We are proceeding to the senior part 1 for this current term. Before I start the topics, I go through with you what we need to know for the coming term. Okay, for the junior part 1 and part 2, you are expected to know them well again. Okay, so you need to have a good memory of what happening in the previous 2 years, right? So this coming term, we're going to cover the attached slide of this subject or topics which are going to cover, so everyone can see properly. This thing, all these syllabus and whatever the YMBA text, Sister Sumitra did a good job. She already pumped into the this Google Drive. You want to access, please access it all time. Okay, you will help us save a lot of job. I mean, a lot of effort. So let me go through how this topic will be covered. So for this senior part 1, we'll be having exam paper for 2 hours. No more multiple choice there. All will be in essay. Okay. So we will be covering the important event of the life of Buddha from enlightenment to parinibbana. Now, basically, we are going towards the parinibbana, the ending part of Buddha life. So this is a very important topic. Every Buddhist, we should know it very well. What happened in parinibbana? And in the YMBA text, the parinibbana is selected thing thought. Not everything is inside. If you all want more thing, you need to print further notes. Okay, so we need to generally study what's given in YMBA text. And then, interesting topic, karma, we go in more detail. Karma and vipaka. Okay, karma and the results. And then we will cover proof of rebirth. Some more, what is this? What you call karma? Karma, they are fall into the 5 natural laws, or called niyama. So we need to know that karma is one of the niyama. So we will go through this topic also. Then we need to understand, I think if you all read or study more advanced Dhamma, you should come across things like 5 nirvana. What is it? It's the 5 hindrances which is going to cover too. And then Dasa Sammoyana, the 10 factors, how to attain sainthood. So all these 10 factors we're going to cover. How at different stages of sainthood, these factors are dropped. Okay? After finish this, we have one subject on meditation. This general knowledge of the 40 subject of meditation in Samatha Bhavana, mean this Samadhi one. So what Buddha prescribed in the early text is reviewed down here. So you have a taste of what is it about, and then the result. And very interesting, this coming year, we will cover this particular, what I call layman sutta. Beside the Mangala Sutta and Metta Sutta, this 3 sutta is very relevant to every layman. Because Buddha prescribed these 3 sutta for you to learn and to conduct yourself, as well teach to your family members. Okay, as a Buddhist, we should know these 3 sutta like Bhavava, then Sigalo Sutta. This one more of family and all the relationships. And then the Vyaga Paja Sutta. Okay, so this one will go in more detail, and then we will discuss what are the things expected as a Buddhist, especially a Buddhist family, which you people, after learning it, must use and practice it at home, especially to your own children, wife, all these relationship, including your friends, and so on, so on. And then Dhammapada versus this foreign series, you need to be covered. So white topic. But I won't, this coming year, I won't cover each verse thoroughly because there's not much time left to cover verse. Okay, so I will go to the verse. Then, if you really want to understand each word of it, I'll give you the website. You go and follow it, and that particular website will tell you which verse, which verse, which specific word, and what the meaning and total breakdown. Okay, you just go through there. I got the information from there also, but I will give you the translation and the meaning of the each verse and the story behind the short story. Okay, so you all should memorize the meaning of the stanza above. Okay, so this is what we're going to do in Dhamma. All right, any question? No question. We will go direct to the chapter 1. Okay. Actually, this is the lecture note I'm giving at this Pali College. So I wouldn't want to repeat again. So I use that as a teaching aid for your side in the YMBA text. If you see properly, is very short and sharp, not much thing. So this is more relevant. More detail. You learn what you can, but because some of the thing is for degree level. So if you're able to grasp it, good luck to you lah. If not, you just need to understand the basic gist of it is sufficient because your YMBA never cover thoroughly. So 6 heretical teachers and their philosophy. During the Buddha time, India was a prosperous nation. Okay, the country was prosperous and religion flourished. And beside Buddhism arising, there were a few hundred of these various sects and various religious thought arise during that time. And according to Samapala Sutta, these 6 of them is the most famous Samana teachers, or what you call heretical teachers, that exist. So these are recorded in the Jains, in the Buddhist and Vedic texts, and most of the things except the Jains are all extracted from the various sources from these other school. So when extract from other school, don't expect praise or good things from other school. So normally it's criticism, okay? Because many of the thing is not recorded, already lost the what they practice, whether it's good or not, we have no idea. It's all from other sources that get this information about at least the 5 heretical teachers. So in Samapala Sutta, we cover 6 teachers. Purana Kasapa, Makari Gosala, Acita Kesabandi, Pakuda Kachayana, Diganta Nata Putta. This is the James 24th founder. He's one of the 24 Titankara. And Sajaya Belata Tiputta. This teacher is the ill rigor. He will never answer you any yes or no answer. The answer is as confused as what you heard from him. And then these are the 6 teachers we're going to study. And then all these teaching I call heterodoxy because they are against the Brahmic. So all of them oppose the Brahmic system or what the Vedic. Okay, so we're going to learn each of these teachers what teaching they are giving. Purana Kasapa. Purana Kasapa, his doctrine is called Akriya Vada, means non-action theory. Don't do anything. Okay? His theory very simple. Don't do anything. So he rejected all the Brahmins' social norm. Whatever the these Vedic people practice, don't give a damn to them because he said all these are false teaching. You know, during the early, before these 6 teachers appear, these Brahmic have been centuries been under the practice under this Vedic. They have only this kind of belief, the belief in God and the belief in this so-called God and God-given culture, you need to follow exactly what is written in the Vedas. So this 6 teacher came in and become something like an antidote, or what I call a new idea for these Vedic people to escape from all these beliefs. So Buddhist text review that this particular Purana Kassapa had many followers. So he was well famed in society. Okay. You know, during that time, oppressed by this Vedic, these people, Vedic followers, were so frustrated that whatever religion that come to, they'll grab and follow. So many followers did not see good and effective alternative, and they reject the morality and ethics completely. So this Purana, what he practiced is basically no need follow the discipline order as in the Vedic. So this is new alternative, which all these people are crave for it. So when you know they follow all these strict thing, so more and more people will join them. And Purana Kassapa was born in a Brahmin family, different from Buddha. Buddha is a Kshatriya. So he also come from high caste. So the Jain text classify him as Velatapase. I mean, he's an ignorant ascetic. Because as I told you, Jains, all these texts always blame all these people and teach nothing better. I mean, no good things to teach. So during that Samana period, most of the ascetic are naked. According to them, naked is pure. Okay, you no need anything to cover. So it's pure. You don't attachment to clothing. Right? This is a thing they believe in it. Until today, it's still happening in India. So one who challenged the Buddha to perform miracle. So Purana Kassapa was one of the heretical teachers that challenged Buddha to perform a miracle because he didn't believe that Buddha has all this supernatural power. And Buddha managed to defeat him, and he drowned himself in this Achiryavati river around 572 BC. That's roughly rough idea. This is no true fact. No, these are all graphs from various sources. So his doctrine is about inefficiency. I mean, no effect. So he denies the effect of action doing to affect the action of doing good or bad. So he said that you do anything, there will be nothing good or bad will happen to you. So action, whether good or bad, is of no use. Okay? So the soul, you also say that soul is an inactive component in the body. Right? As long as there's a body, there's a soul. The only religion that time doesn't say about soul is only Buddhist. You know, Buddhists believe in anatta. So soullessness, sorry, anicca. So this is the thing different from the other teachers. So they said the body which acts does good and bad deeds of the body. So that means to say anything good or bad nothing to do with the soul. It's the body to perform all this action. So anything you want blame the body, but body die, nothing to answerable. So the gist of this teaching is that if someone does bad deeds, there is no any bad result. I mean, whether you kill somebody, rob somebody, or whatever evil doing, wrongdoing doing, there's no karma to strike you. So he said there's no bad result of killing, stealing, wrong sexual intercourse, telling lie, and intoxicating. I mean, etc. I mean, all the bad things you can name off. You perform it, nothing will happen to you. So carry on doing. So don't worry. So if those people with this kind of mentality, wow, this kind of religion, sure join one, right? No need answerable. So evil act include torturing, stealing, commit adultery, and then this is no answerable, I mean no evil done, and there's no effect of afterlife, because after you done this, you no answer, because after the end of life, it's gone, totally gone. So not answerable. So he used a simile, he used a razor sharp discus, a knife, and deprive somebody of his life. So the effect is that he commits no sin. There's no result of such in demeritorious action come upon self. So with this belief, those people who are those evil doers will sure go for this particular religion. So why care about Vedic? All the strict rules. And then he even criticized. You perform good deeds, like doing charity, dana, I mean, telling the truth, and so on, all the good thing. There's no merit, it's gain. At the end of the day, he said, where gain? You gain nothing. How to prove it that your function is good? And then you can show me. You can't show me, just say only. So there's no increase or decrease of merit. That's why a lot of people believe in that. So he denies the moral cause and effect, and denies the possibility of morality. So no need to be morality, no such thing. Discipline, all that, forget it. So he teaches this particular subject on no morality and also ahe tu kavada. There is no thing, cause and effect. Right? Our Buddhists talk about cause and effect. So they're against this. There's no such thing as cause and effect. So you're not answerable. You're responsible only for this life. You live, die, that's it. No more. So with this belief, many people join them. But even he talks so much, he has fantastic kind of classifying mankind, like the caste system in the Vedic. He classified them into 6 classes. The black class, the Kana Hijati. I mean, this kind of people live by slaughtering animals and cruelty. Okay? Example of those jobs are butcher, hunter, fisherman, thieves, executioner, and gaolers. I mean, those jailers. And there's another class, they call it Nila Hijati. This, they classify the bhikkhu, our Buddhist monk, they classify them as who live as thieves because they don't work. They can beg for food, alms. So, and then the Buddhists who believe in karma. So those who believe in action of cause and effect, this is under the Buddhists fall under the blue class. And then red class belong to the Niganta, the Jains. And then yellow class, Hadida Bijati. These are classified for householder who wear white clothes and are disciplined of these achelakas. These are another class of ascetics. So the next class is the white class. It belongs to this what I call Sukhabijati. It belongs to Achivikas. Achivikas is a group belong to these materialists, which they further develop Achivikas. So this is another white class. And the best one, they claim that is a supreme white class, Parasudhajati. These are heretic teachers, like Nanda Vachagota, the one who asked Buddha about metaphysical question, and also Makali Gosala, one of the other this heretic teacher. So even he have all the thing, all these teacher got fantastic answer for different kind of answering back. Okay, so the first one we cover already. And then Purana Kassapa also claimed that he is omniscient. That means he all-knowing and all sure. That means knows everything. When he move around, he sleep, even he can foresee everything. He better than Buddha. So he claimed that his knowledge was so perfect. And he had full vision, continuously, non-stop, at all time. either walking, standing, sleeping, or awake. So PK, this Purana Kassapa denies the potency and the efficiency of law, or what Buddhists call a law of karma. So there's no such thing as moral teaching. Unlike the Buddhists, which upheld morality is of top importance. Okay, so the first teacher we gone through. So you need to know the basic principle of this PK. Next one, Makkhali Gosala. His other name also known as Makkalin Gosala, Gosali Putra, Gosali Putra, or Gosala Mahākali Putta. According to the Jains and Buddhist texts, they give account of his birth and parentage. I mean, how he was born and who are his parents. According to the Jains, the father was a monka named Mankali. It's something like a entertainer. But how is it? There's many different translations, but so far closer is that he's an entertainer. Entertainer means they are low caste people. So the mother was Bada. So the son was named Gosala, as was born in a cowshed in Savannah village. So Buddha Gosa, one of the commentary, he mentioned that he's born in cowshed and was a slave. That's why this is how the cowshed, the name become his name. So Bhagavati Sutra stated that Makkhali was a monka in profession. I mean, same kind of profession as his father. And then the Jain text say that this Makkhali Gosala was a disciple of this Mahavira, the chief of the Jains Niganta. Okay, so he was under disciple. But according to the Jain text, they said that Gosala was a poor sight, I mean, of low intelligence, ludicrous, very stupid, and constantly get beaten. And they claim that this Gosala was inferior to the chief Mahavira in terms of knowledge. So he was totally as something of not important as in the Jain's text. So how he separated out from this, the chief, the Mahavira? They parted with Mahavira over a kind of doctrine, dispute of a reincarnation, revival of dead bodies. How this dead body can be revived. So the two argue until no end. So finally, this Gosala quit from the Jains and then found his own sect, found his own kind of religion. So he found this particular sect called Ajivika, or the name is called Ajivikism. It's a non-Brahminical sect. So thus he has become a teacher or founder of this particular religion. So he was born at the same time as the Buddha era. Because he practiced Jains, the Jains believe that by practicing this, all these people as considered as Jaina, I mean the victor. So during his lifetime, he traveled widely in the Ganges Valley. And according to the Jain's text, this Makkhali Gosala died of fever. But his group of Ajivikas claimed that he died from suicidal Ajivika penance. I mean, these Jains practice this so-called self-mortification. They practice until the total body breakdown. After 7 days, you never have food, you never drink, your total body collapse. So they believe that by doing this self-mortification, as Buddha undergone before, he said it's of fruitless effort. But to them, doing the heretical teachers, by performing this, and you die doing this kind of self-mortification, you attain this so-called Suddha Panaya, that means enlightenment. Okay, they claim that by doing this, you get the enlightenment. So at the final state of their life, when they are coming towards the end, they abstain themselves from all liquors in the end. Okay, no drink. So with no drink, 7 days, definitely die. Even our meditation, for those who are meditator, just remember, you only 7 day life. If you in a jhanas, don't come out, bye-bye also. So you must be mindful when do meditation too. You can only last 7 days without water. And then this has also various kind of riches, or what I call a group of followers. They break into what? One of them is known as Rasika Activikas. So this one is extra thing. I don't think it's inside your YMBA text. So after you finish, go and read the YMBA text. And which are things are similar, just use it and remember it. So they believe in the 3 category system of logic. And everything has a logic. So all these Indian teachers during that time, they are not stupid. No. All of them have very high intelligence of mathematics, especially the binary and the other algebra. All these things already India 2,600 years ago, they are very well versed. So they have these 3 category system of logic. So I'm not going to teach you. I just briefly go through only, because for the degree one, you need to know more. So he also practiced severe self-mortification, as he died under self-mortification. So you have performed severe austerities. And then what they did that those followers of the monks, in order, they cannot shave their hair, no. They have to pull the hairs by the roots. Bleeding, you pull the whole hair bit by bit out with the head bleeding. So they believe that this is pure. Under a monk, you use something to shave. No, they believe it's all these are those externally good things which they believe in it. And then, as told you, they are completely naked. And then they live among in communities. That means they group in groups. And then they too follow the Buddhist way. Is they live in forested area, in cave, in everywhere. They don't stay in one place. Keep on moving. And then this particular sect, they practice ritualistic by singing and dancing. So this is another form of Sarama teaching. So in Makali Gosala, his specialty is this secret formula. The whole cosmic was governed by principle of fate, Nyati. Nyati in Hokkien is called Zhu Tia. We Chinese also have Zhu Tia. So Nyati is Zhu Tia. So they call themselves Nyati Vadins, were those who hold the doctrine of Nyati. So everything is Zhu Tia, fate. So the theory of purification is to transmigration. So by fate, you have to live this long, right, or this short. So how to get liberated? Don't worry. You go to the cycle of birth and death, one after another. Then he got a simple calculation of how many lives you have to go through. Okay, so we'll go down further. So the way of liberation is must go to cycle of death and rebirth. So what he says is that the past samsara, I mean birth and death, was rigidly laid out, and every soul, every body has a soul, had to travel the same long course before reaching the final emancipation, that means liberation, or what Buddhists call nibbana. So don't worry so much. Whether you practice, don't practice, you have to live this that long. So you cover that long, you will achieve liberation. So the process of transmigration was determined by Nyati. So each of us is determined by Nyati. I mean, 注定, okay? So, this particular teacher give you a number, very long number. So how many birth per person achieve? 1,000, 1,400,000, and plus another 6,000, plus another 600 birth. So each and every of these who believe, they complete this life cycle, they will achieve liberation. I mean, no more coming back for rebirth. Okay, so even though he say about nonsense about karma, yet he come up with his own karma formula. So he said there are many types of karma. There are 500 sort of karma, 5 karmas according to the life, to the 5 senses, and 3 according to act, word, and thought. Right? We now go through. We just have a general thing from me. I mean, general knowledge of what is it about. So whole karma and half karma. What is whole karma? Whole karma means karma of act or word. So you do it by the action, or by the word, is whole karma. Half karma means that the thought of the is a cause, a bad thought or good thought, is called half a karma, and also a path. So he is somebody that break down karma into more kind of strange thing that unlike the Buddhism. And then he classified 6 classes of human existence and 8 stages of man. So he even classified 49,000 sort of occupation and 49,000 of parijakas. I mean the wandering ascetics. And then there are 4,900 naga abodes, and then 2,000 faculties, and 3,000 hell, niraya is hell, and 36 spaces where dust accumulates, and 7 sentient birth, and 7 diganta birth, and 7 sort of God and man, devil, legs, so on. Okay, so these are his kind of doctrine. Then he even classified dreams. What kind of dreams? So he said that both fool and wise must wander to 84,000 great yawns. This is number of cycle. In Abhidhamma, you remember, we study yawns. So this is a great number of years compared to human years. Before all human beings are purified without any cause. So they believe end of the day, you still can get liberation. So don't worry so much about liberation. So by the time you complete cycle, you are liberated. So there is no possibility that unmatured karma or matured karma be exhausted by virtue or penance or by merit. Like Buddhists are doing good, or the Jains are doing purging of karma, torture yourself, or by doing good, all this will never give you any good result. So the ease of pain is a measure length and cannot be altered in the course of transmigration, neither decrease or increase. So he said, when you have pain or suffering, all that, it's part and parcel of life. So no need can worry. This is already tailored for you. So it's just like he give a simile. When you throw a roll of thread, you throw until the end. Until the end, unwind no further. There you go for your liberation. So it's true for both fools and the wise. So no need to worry so much. So wandering to the transmigration exactly in the allotted term, then able to end suffering. So this is another hope for those Vedic people who want to get out from the Vedic religion. So this is another good alternative. So there is no cause for defilement of beings. So beings who do evil cannot explain. This just come without reason on. So there's no thing like because of anything, no such thing. It's come by accident. So human beings are defiled without any cause, and there's no cause for the purification of beings. Neither you do good, there's no such thing on. So beings are purified without reason or cause. That's a more fantastic answer. So every being is helpless. Being no hope one, no need to do all the good thing. And all being are powerless. So your attainment of any condition does not depend on one own acts of another, or any human effort. I mean, whether you do your personal good or ask the God to help you all that or your own transformation and no such thing one. There's nothing of this will help you one. So what this Gosala said, there's no power, there's no energy, there is no personal strength, and there are no personal courage. So that means as a human, you're totally useless. Listen to faith. Faith tell you that, just follow. So this is an alternative. Followers join their rank. So whether you're born in animals, creatures, and all beings are without force or power and energy of their own. So things come by without reason. So bend this way, and by their fate and by necessary condition of the class which they belong, by their individual nature. So that means individual, this thing come by itself. So by whatever you are located, just accept it. So he preached this particular slogan, Sabe Sata, Sabe Pana, Avasa Abala Alivia. I mean, all things, all creatures are weak. And here, no power, no energy. So with regard to the happenings of your life, you cannot interfere with it. Everything happens because of fate. It's useless to exert power or effort. So man cannot change fate. I mean, don't think of any other scenario. Just live with it. So all events of the world are predetermined. Okay? So all the events in respect to man are also predetermined. So everything is niyati. So all the things happen because of fate. So if everything is predetermined, man has nothing to do with those events. So man also cannot interfere with the events of the world. Like Buddha said about his Angulimala appear there, he managed to change it to become a saint. There's no such thing. So therefore, man is weak, no power, no energy or effort. So he practiced this Pali term they call Niyativada, strict determinism. I mean, everything is late. So man is just a puppet. So man has to wait for everything until it happens. So he rejects any self-determinism, rejects determination of others, and rejects personal determination. So all beings are defiled and purified without any cause or condition. So he also denies both karma and result. So all beings are devoid of energy. So all these expressions is fake, not clearly expressed and ambiguous. So commentators those who comment on this particular doctrine that this teaching are hopeless. And the mutual meaning of karma is not known, unknown. So in denying karma as a result, yet produce so many classes of karma. So according to one of these writer, Dr. Basham, he mentioned that may have taken karma as niyati. And then another said, Malaleskra commented, Gosala believed in the infinite gradation of existence, and even existence, different grade. And different grade of beings and recurrent cycle of life and a world system which everything has a place. So where everything is fixed, nothing is left to chance, but to fate. So our Buddha has bad things about him. So Ativikas seem to have been the most serious rival to Buddhist Sangha. So Buddha criticized them severely and forecast unhappy reverse for them. So Buddha, those that follow this particular religion, their next life will be worse. So in Makali Sutta, in the Pali canon there, this Buddha criticism is it will bring you discomfort and sorrow to devas and also to mankind. So those who are born in the world will be a man trapped for discomfort, suffering, distress, and destruction of many beings. So Kosala is said to have the 9 cause of thing. And Kosala was the meanest of all the Samana teachers or recluse and held the view that there's no moral act, no efficiency of moral act, and no role for human effort. Buddhists don't practice that. Buddhists are human in the back still got free will to change. We come to the third one. This one also another one. He's a contemporary of the Buddha, same time with the Buddha. And he too, this particular, was respected by many people as a founder of this particular order. So this old recluse was here for a long time, and his favorite, his special characteristic that he wore blanket of hair. What I mean, he never cut his hair. So from early birth until the last day, the hair kept growing. So he used the hair, the whole row of hair, to cover his body, cover as protection, as another sort of clothing. This 10 negative. No value in giving, no dana, no offering. There's no value in liberate, talking about nibbana or liberate moksha, liberty. And then there's no result for good or bad action. And there's no need to worry of present world or after death, continuation of life. There's no world beyond. And worst thing, no mother, no father. And beings, there's no such thing as beings who take birth spontaneously. Like what Buddha said, anything after he dies, so will reborn. No such thing. And no recluse of Brahmins of right attainment or right practice. That means there's no ascetic or anybody or the Vedic who claim to be like super can attain for whatever things they can achieve. There's no such thing. So he preached the doctrine of annihilation. Annihilation means this life and that's it. No more. No need answer to anybody. So his view not only reject religious morality, but also general social morality, because he is not believing in rebirth and efficiency of action, and he put down spiritual morality when he rejects concepts like generosity, father and mother, so on, and also decline gender social morality. Or because of this view, he is called a materialist, for he declares the absence of rebirth, and he's a nihilist. Nihilist, end of it. Okay, so basically, Achita belong to the materialist. Only see what is able to conceive with the 5 senses. Achita, during that time, all these teachers, they have similar principle as in the Buddhists. They believe everything is made of 4 elements: earth, water, fire, air. We should go and study this year, Rupa. Right? This is a similar thing with Buddhists. So upon passing away, the same faculty disappear in space. Okay. Example, a corpse, whenever, whatever, and do good things in his early life, will end in ashes. Where you can see any foods? You tell me foods, good thing. Where good thing? It burn already, still only ashes. So he practice of giving is a doctrine of fools. If you do charity, you are fool. Only fool give, wise don't give. So upon death, both foolish and wise are annihilated and do not exist beyond. So there's no afterlife. So the soul who live in the body, when the body die, so does the soul. So the soul is living in the shell of the body. So nobody able to draw a soul from body and soul as a separate entity. That's why we rebut the Vedic soul and how they are born in the heavenly world. So show me, when death, you can pull out the soul and show it to me. You can see it, then I believe that. So the Vedic was rebuffed very severely by this Ajita. So Ajita practiced this materialist supporter. So he denied past and future life and declared sacrifice as futile and rejected Atman, the soul theory, by the disappearance of the four elements upon death. So where is soul? After death, show me the soul. So he rejected religious morality and social morality. Besides personal, he also reject the social order. Right? So there's no such thing as rebirth, efficiency of action, dana, or father, mother, and many more. Right? So this is Ajita Kesabandi. Okay, the fourth one, Pakuda Kachana. My student every time mix with 2 PK. This is different from the early PK. Is Pakuda Kachana, also known as other name as Pakuda Katiana or Kaduda Katiana. So he believed he's atomist. So he believed there are in this world, there are 7 elementary categories. Beside the 4 Mahaputra, earth, water, fire, and air, is, I mean, you have to let go on is, and the pain and the life. So these appear as 7 different form of material phenomena. That means a solid table is made out of these 7 elements. So he claimed that all these are powerful cause of reality. So when you say about what is real, so these 7 elements is real. So these 7 elements are permanent, remain forever. They are down there, whether you like or don't like. So 7 elements come without no cause. There's no balance, there's no stubborn and solid. Okay. And they don't move, they don't evolve, and don't disturb each other. And it's not suitable for the happiness or the suffering of each other. So when you have pain, happiness, they are not responsible, these 7 elements. So these 7 elements are independently exist, a group of reality. So the existence is fixed. The basis of everything is not subject to change, unlike composite objects. So these 7 elements are fixed, indestructible, uncaused, and eternal entities. I mean, these things are all permanent. So all living things are combination of these 7 elements. So one of the worst thing he preached is that you cutting somebody's head does not deprive of somebody's life. But what you are doing is merely the sword penetrating between the 7 elementary substance. I mean, you are cutting to the atoms. You are not killing the life. You are passing the sword through the particular atoms. So you don't disturb the 7 element. It's not committing, killing, nor destruction phenomena. Wow, for those bad guy, this religion, worth practice. You commit no crimes. So he is a materialist also. He's a nihilist, and also exponent of the non-efficiency of karma. So basically, it's quite related to the early 2 of them or 3 of them. So you can consider him during the Buddha era as an atomist, a scientist, study physics, study atoms, as one of the earliest atomist philosophy in India history. You know, in the current life, we need microscope, all that to check all these things. Imagine 2,600 years ago, with their imagination, they can assume that everything consists of atoms. So he practiced the doctrine of Akriya Vada. There's no moral value in human action. There's no evil done in killing. Birth and death are relative terms. So birth and death is just a kind of term to describe it. So birth occurs when the 7 elements combine together. Okay, and birth is death is what when the seven elements are separated from each other. So they are claimed to be all powerful causes of reality. And Buddhism are one very against this call of wrong views. So rejects both the spiritual and normal morality. And beside own personal, also they don't care about their own spiritual development. And they serve no purpose in human's life at all. So the Vedic philosophy say that the ultimate unchanging reality behind the life and nature is only one reality, that is God. So Vedic fight back. Vedic say, you this eternal. No. Vedic, everything is God. So God said one. God created man. So everything is God. So this is nonsense according to the Vedic. So his philosophy say that there are seven ultimate unchanging realities behind the life and the nature. So everything is made of these seven elements. So the seven elements characteristic, they don't disturb each other. What he said is by killing or destroying phenomena, nothing had happens. Right? We completed 4. Come to number 5. Niganta Nataputa. This belongs to the Jains. So his teaching is known as Jainism and still survive in the current world. His other name is Mahavira, or the 24th Titankara. Titankara is called the founder of this religious order. So why 24? Because earlier, before even he come to this Buddha era, the other Titankara is developing this sort of philosophy. So he only come and join them and refurbish this particular philosophy and become his 24th one. So he practiced fourfold restraint founded in Samapala Sutta for prevention from getting karma. His other name is also known as Jena Mahavira or Vana Hamana Mahavira. So he too practiced 12 years of austerity, self-mortification before his enlightenment. So after attainment to perfectness and preach the doctrine for 42 years, is some sort of like the Buddha kind of practice, early state until he said of attainment is enlightenment. But it's totally different from Buddha practice. His is by self-mortification. So he practiced self-mortification and is said as recommended as a path to purity. So you must torture yourself. Buddha practice that, right? To before he get enlightened, Buddha find is profitless. But to him, he said, this is a way. So in a way, you will see what kind of practice he is performing. So he claimed have the practice of theory of extreme non-violence. We Buddhists also have non-violent, but this one is extreme non-violent. We'll study this later on. What is it about? So everything on earth has life. You can have earth, water, wind, mountains. So every of these Jain followers is not to harm any of these things, or their lives could be disturbed because they believe all these have soul, life down there, so cannot destroy them. So in this world, if everybody is a Jain, this world will be at peace. There's no this climate change because everything will be well taken care. Cannot plunder the nature. So think to restrain. Strain water before drinking. During the time, water taken from the well, taken from the stream, you want to drink, cannot just drink. You have to put filter. Using a cloth, filter it. And the mouth with hand. So when talking, you cover with hand. So they are the very first one, 2,600 years ago, that invent this mask. Now we have COVID use mask. They already have mask during that time. So they may wear a mask to prevent all the things affecting the environment. So even walking, they wipe the road before walking to avoid killing any living thing. I mean, ants, whatever insect on the road, you must wipe all them, sweep to one side, and then cautiously trample every single step. That's why they are very, very particular on this. Okay, look at the figure. Like Buddha now. Buddha, right? Exactly like Buddha, far away you see. Right? Buddha image, right? Anything wrong? Anything wrong? Anybody can tell me? Anything wrong? Buddha, right? Far away you can see.
Yeah,
What?
picture looks right.
Picture, this picture. Buddha, right?
Yeah, looks like Buddha.
Far away you see Buddha, right? You look carefully. Look at his
Yeah,
body.
yeah, body naked, no
Okay lah.
clothing.
So when you go to India, see figure like this, oh, I pay reference to Buddha. Okay? So be careful, see properly before you pay reverence. So Niganta, he practiced fourfold restraint. So he believed that if practice this, no karma will stick to his body. So restraint or what? Restraint regard to all water and rejects the use of all cold water because they perceive it, they are sentient beings in cold water. So in cold water, there are sure other things are invisible to your eyes, that you can, they are sort of bacteria, whatever is it, they are living in the cold water. So what should you do? Cannot drink water, how? They only can drink lukewarm water. I mean, when the sun come out, then water start warm, then they strain it, a bit of hot, then they can drink. Right? They are so severe on even drinking water. Even food, strain to them. We are not start going to study that. So at all times, they endure with the avoidance of all evil. At all times, all day, every moment, you must avoid evil, avoid evil. And then by doing this, you are cleansed by avoidance of all evil. So that means every remind you evil, evil, evil. Then you cannot do evil, cannot do evil. Right? Constantly reminder. So with this, feel the sense of evil held at bay, and they believe that by doing this, they will never perform any evil done. Okay? So they believe that you practice fourfold restraint, no karma will come and stick to your soul. Karma means karma particular is not the karma kind of mental one. It's a karma of something like dust like that. You will stick to your soul. So who is Niganta? Niganta is the founder of this particular sect. He is surrounded by barrier of fourfold restraint, as mentioned earlier, and it's a mind which is perfect. I mean, with fourfold restraint, his mind is always perfect. And he will go to the top of the ramp. So the mind is controlled or subjected. I mean, the mind will never think evil, all time good one. And his mind is firm and fixed. So Niganta, or what you call the founder, is supposed to be this kind of particular character. So what is Jainism? It's an atheistic religion. The world is not created, nor maintained or destroyed by a personal deity. This is what the Vedic pitch, which these Jains are against it. And it too follow Buddhist. It's follow a universal law. So in Chula Dukkha Handa Sutta, Buddhist Sutta, Mahavira taught his disciple to get rid of all evil deeds of the past by practicing austerity, that means self-mortification, in order to achieve liberation. And then abandon all trumpers, that means naked. You know you wear anything naked, they believe it's pure. Even Christianity believes that. There's one story about one man and one woman visit Christ. So they only there's one coding. So either husband or wife visit Buddha, visit this Christ, the Lord, they only share that particular piece of clothing. So Christ told them, if you are pure, no need to wear. Because this husband and wife feel shame. So they believe this is pure. So long-lasting and self-mortification, study and meditation is to get rid of karma. So you follow this path, you will lessen your karma faster. When you exhaust the karma, by this rigorous discipline could prevent fresh karma clinging to your soul. So they believe that by doing this self-mortification, all the karma particles will start dropping from the soul. And to practice a fourfold restraint, no more karma will come. So no new karma is accumulated while the old karma is washed away. So they recommend monastic life is essential. So you want to go a faster path, must be a Jain monk. And then there are also something like these 5 precepts. There are 5 vows for this Jain monk. Abstain from killing, non-killing, non-stealing, non-lying, no sexual misconduct, and no possession of property. So monks do have regulation, exactly like our Buddhist Sangha. So the difference between that monks' hair is not shaved, but pulled out by the roots. So they cannot shave. They have to pull out each hair out from their head by pulling out. So monks starve themselves to death by following Mahavira. This is called the practice of austerity or self-mortification. So beside this, they subject themselves to many hardships. Example, they meditate under the hot sun. They believe hot sun, you must suffer to the torture. And then you meditate with standing on one place or one leg. Also, all this torturing, or you stand motionless for hours. So these are the way they torture their body. So they too follow this Buddhism. They never stay at a particular place for long. So short period only. So as not to become attached or possession of property. This is what our Buddhist monks also perform. They practice this ahimsa. Ahimsa means non-violent. So Jains, there is no consumption of meat for monks and lay people. Even those who follow them cannot eat meat. So insect life was carefully protected. So they strain water to save life of small creatures, and they walk mask over their mouth. So they use duster to brush ants and other insects from their path. In this Achanga Sutra, they say beings are fond of themselves. So love, pleasure, and hate, pain, all these they cling to the life. So they fear to lose their life. So everyone need to live as long as possible. This is mentioned in one of their sutra. So they also have this similar to the Buddhist one, the theory of efficiency of karma. They say the past karma affecting the present life. So Mahavira mentioned that all accumulated karma must go to the result. So if you don't practice the austerity, you have to live through and suffer for every karma to happen. So there's no way to be free from one past karma other than going out to the result. So unlike Buddhism, there's no such thing as free will. You reject free will into a certain extent. So our Buddhists, we can change, but for them, they cannot change. So all minor and major actions performed by body, speech, and mind will, with intention or not, will bear result. Unlike Buddhists, we play a very significant that intention is the greatest cause of everything. But to the Jains, is the action of the body. That is the most serious. The speech and the thoughts is secondary. So this is a difference between the Jains and the Buddhists. Even in, let's say, an accident, you unintentionally happen. You take full blame for this full karma. So in this Niganta, they practice two kind of religion practice. Self-mortification for purging past karma and fourfold restraint to avoid generation of new karma. And they also rejected the creator God. And they possessed soul theory and to free soul, free is to push away all the past karma. That means going through the process of self-mortification. Okay, so this is fifth one. Sanjaya. This is on one of the heretic that has no doctrine. He has no doctrine attribute to him. He is famous to wiggle out of question. I mean, you ask him any question, he will find ways to wiggle out. So, university, you need to study the four logic. Here, I won't give you. So, he will never commit himself to any point race. We see how he managed to wiggle out. He used this secret formula. Okay? You no need to go and think so much. This secret formula is that if you ask me whether there's another world, and if I thought there were, I would tell you so. I will tell you so, but I do not say so. So I do not say so that does or does. So I do not say so, even don't have. There is or otherwise. So I do not say that I deny it. I neither deny it. I do not say I deny it. So I do not say there is not, and is not. And neither is nor is not another world. So if you ask me whether there are been spontaneous birth, whether there is any fruit or any result of good and bad action, all the question fired to him, or whether a man who has won the truth continues to be after death, and the same answer, repeat the same pattern for all the answer. You will follow this secret formula. Okay? There's no answer. Actually, there's nothing inside. He wouldn't want to commit any wrong, or he wouldn't say that he has no knowledge. He neither want to commit in anything that make him shameful. So he answer your question with no yes, no, no. So that's a way of getting out from every question that are thrown to him. So he was classified as the most foolish and stupid among all the famous teachers. And he employed fourfold logic, alternative method, as a way of getting out of problem. The birth is a four logic. He did not know the answer for the question put to him. So the best way is to put the logic. So everybody who listen to him were even more confused. So in Brahmajala Sutta, this skeptic is known as earwigger. You know, ear, the kind of snake-like fish. So every time you sure slip away. So he's a product of sheer stupidity. And this is the safest way to solve problem. So objective is that he did not know the nature of the question and the answer. In order not commit himself to answer them and to show his mistake. Very safe guy. Everything is protected. So he used skeptical attitude as a way of philosophical speculation. So all the metaphysical proposition appear as barren, fruitless. So in Pali Canon, Sanjaya Parijaka was a former teacher of our two chief disciples of our Buddha, Venerable Sariputta and Venerable Moggallana. Remember in year 1, and then you come across. So he's agnostic, unwilling to give a definite answer to all types of questions. Talking about him, Buddha also use it, but Buddha use it for different kind of problem. Buddha also set some questions which he set aside. Most are metaphysical questions, which the Buddha has rejected as unanswerable or inexpressible, especially ask you about things that which is beyond the capability of you understanding. Because Buddha has a very supreme mundane mind. He can see more than you. So if Buddha can tell you all this, example, Buddha said there's a computer in 2030. What is computer? 600 BC, at time you talk about computer, he said, you gila. I never seen it, just tell you, so that's why Buddha only talk suffering. You know so much thing about the future. So Sanjaya had seen the futility of answering such question, but he adopted the attitude for all questions. So Buddha used a doctrine of causality to explain the relative nature of empirical reality. So Buddha used it, the correct way of giving you the kind of knowledge that is very practical in our conventional way of life. So beyond relative is beyond the grasp of language and transcendent thought. As Buddha can't even use the normal language to explain you to you, and it's also out of the thought that you are capable of seeing. Because Buddha can see beyond, you are not capable of that. It's got nothing to do with you. So with this, I end for the 6 heretical teachers. Any question? If not, we go to the next one. You just have to go to the Google created by our sister Sumitra. So please go and read it up. And look, got important notes, I will send it to Sumitra to publish it. Please go and all publish in the Google document. Okay.